Okay, as I promised, there's a longer and more detailed video about the ancient Hawaiian practice called hooponopono. Hooponopono, sorry, it's not easy to pronounce. And I think, as far as I remember, it means making it right. So that practice is kind of a psychological technique for self-forgiveness and forgiveness of others, self-healing, curing your body and your mind and your spirit. So, as I mentioned before, it consists of four steps. So, the first one is you imagining the negative situation which you basically want to rewrite, and you say, I'm sorry. So, you acknowledge that you are responsible for whatever you cause in this life, even if it was caused by external circumstances. And you own it, even though you might not be proud of it. Then you say, I forgive you. You can say it to the person you disliked or who did you wrong at some point of your life, but basically you forgive yourself. And the third step would be thank you, or I'm so grateful to you. So it just brings you to like higher vibrations. And the fourth step, the last step, is I love you. So gratitude and love are very, very close as frequencies go. And psychologically and physically, it's impossible to stay in a negative state of your mind or your heart and your soul when you feel gratitude and love. So you really have to feel it, and you really have to live through their feelings and emotions of forgiveness and love and gratitude. And you do have to believe that you own that situation, that you caused that situation. Let's say you have a person in your family who does drugs or has alcoholism, let's say any kind of addiction, and you don't blame yourself in general for causing that situation. You blame them probably, or their friends or circumstances. But whatever appears in your life, it's supposed to be caused by you, based on the quantum theory. So yeah, you own it, you acknowledge, you say I'm sorry. So you ask for forgiveness because you were the one who caused that situation, according to the technique. So yeah, when you feel gratitude and love, you cannot stay in your sympathetic fight or flight response mode. You automatically go into your parasympathetic mode, which means rest and digest. When you're calm, when your brain is relaxed, when your mind is open, when your heart is open as well, and it causes healing at all levels, and automatically it brings you to the higher vibrations. So when you shift into that mode, you shift yourself and kind of shift your identity into the higher vibrations and into that version of yourself which is healed, which doesn't feel anger or frustration anymore. That way you change your life, you rewrite the negative situations. That way you just feel better in general. You can implement that practice or technique at any time, whenever you want it, whenever you have free time, or whenever you wake up in a bad mood, or whenever you have a not so pleasant conversation. Yeah, let's say I had an argument with my daughter, who's very young. She's not even a teenager yet, and I told her, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and I meant it. And she didn't even ask me what I'm sorry for. And I said, I'm so thankful to you, I'm so grateful to you. And I said, I love you so much. And we just gave each other a hug. And that situation just ruled itself out, and it was great. Like, we never had to go back to the argument, or we never had to talk about it anymore. And it even helped me. I noticed she started behaving better and listening to me better after I said it to her just one single time. And then the same happened with my mom. I did the same practice in my mind. I didn't talk to her directly. I just did it in my mind, internally, and it has improved our relationships, because we're such different people, and sometimes we just ram into each other and argue, and you can feel the tension, and I don't feel as much tension anymore. So what were the predicaments of that technique? It wasn't just an ancient technique. It was also applied by the psychiatrist. His name, I think, was Hugh Lin or Hugh Lin. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. He was a Hawaiian psychotherapist, and he was called to one of the mental hospitals which contained criminally ill people who were very aggressive, and the staff didn't want to go back to work because it was too dangerous, it was very stressful. And so Dr. Len sat down. He didn't even talk or look at those patients. He just opened their charts, and he was sitting there meditating at their charts, imagining the patients and thinking through their diagnosis or whatever brought them to that hospital or the prison. And he was doing that practice, and he cured the entire hospital. All of those patients were either released because they were cured completely, or they were transferred to like a regular, not so strict hospital. So that's a real story. It really happened, and I have noticed improvements in my life. I have just started applying that technique. So I highly recommend it, because I was watching tons of YouTube videos about this technique. I didn't make it up, so you're free to watch other bloggers and read more about it, and let me know what you think about this technique, and if you have changed anything in your life. Tell me about your progress, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so that way you don't miss any more of my new videos. And guess what? Have a blessed day. Love you all. Bye.